which I think you're already doing. So that's all we're saying through the Great Indian Diet. So you don't need to be taught anything or you don't need to learn anything. You're beyond all of this, Amitji. But no, I really want to say a big, big thank you to all these great personalities who were just a phone call away from me, but very, very kindly agreed to come and grace the occasion. My friends here who very sweetly supported me, unflinchingly, always, showed me so much love. Penguin and Random House, who've been the best. Millie, I love you. My parents, who have inculcated, as you said, the right eating habits and the right values. My sister, who actually taught me the difference between carbs and proteins, really. I just want to say a big, big thank you to everyone who have come out here, the media, the press, and Manish, thank you so much. I owe you big time.
My pleasure, my pleasure. And
I have to make a mention of my in-laws, and especially my father-in-law, who was my first scapegoat. He lost 16 kilos in 3 weeks because of the Great Indian Diet. I put him on a diet, and there are before and after pictures for proof. And my husband, who has always been the wind beneath my wings, and he fights with me, and he's always telling me, yeah, Shilpa, I'm in shape. And I'm like, yeah, Raj, round is a shape. Yeah, but we need to get into practicing the Great Indian Diet. But he's always encouraged me, and he's been so, so proud and so happy for me. Thank you so much. I love you. Thank you all. Thank you all for all the support. And Luke, I'm indebted.
What are those Indian foods that you are talking about in your book, in short, like succinctly, that you would recommend all us journalists to sort of abide by or take to very closely, and that can help us in many ways?
There are lots. I mean, you know, we've divided it into 5 chapters, talking primarily about what not to eat, what to eat, how much to eat, and why to eat, you know. So when we're talking about spices, most people have this preconceived notion of Indian food being very high on sodium. Arey, the curries make you feel a little bloated. But asal baat ye hai ki, you know, that's just a misconception, because our spices are used in our curries for a certain reason. If you're using asafoetida in our dal, it's because, you know, it helps you with anti-bloating, you know. It also works as an antacid. There's jeera that does the same trick. There's turmeric that has been wanted to, you know, that people wanted to patent in the West till India took its stand, because the West has discovered turmeric in a way that even we don't value it. So it's actually, you know, they've realized that it can actually cure cancer, curcumin in turmeric. So we've talked about those things. We've talked about simple things like, you know, you don't have to run after quinoa, and you can eat rajma chawal, which actually has the 9 amino acids equivalent to an egg. You know, we're talking about not steering towards, you know, pre-made meals and stuff which are laden with preservatives, aerated drinks. In a country like India, you don't need to do stuff like that, because the beauty of Indian food is that everything is cooked from scratch and it's fresh, you know. So we need to value that, and it's not difficult to lose weight. I know at the end of the day, everybody wants to lose weight, and that was never the idea of writing the book. That will just be incidental, you know, that's just going to happen invariably if you have a healthy lifestyle modification plan, which is what we've tried to help you with through the book. So read it.
Hi Shilpa, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
मुझे पूछना था कि इसको कितना वक्त लगा, मतलब when did you think about it and how long did it take? Because you are into so many things, in fact, like, you know, real estate में है, gold में हो आप, yoga की DVD and lots of other things also, like, you know. So when did you think and how much time did it take? And the thing is, we're talking about the Great Indian Diet. हमारी जो नज़र वो लींबू मिर्ची पर गिरती है. So what exactly you're trying to say through this?
You know, मुझे हम लोगों को काफ़ी समय लगा. Actually, मेरा ये मानना था कि मैं ज़रूर कुछ करूँगी इस दिशा में. Something to do with health, and fitness. लेकिन मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा था कि मैं कैसे करूं. लोग मुझसे बहुत पूछते तो रहते थे कि कैसे करती हैं आप अपने आप को कैसे मेंटेन रखती हैं, एंड आई टेक दैट एज अ ह्यूज कॉम्प्लीमेंट. लेकिन मैं बार बार लोगों का लोगों के सवालों का जवाब देते देते मैं भी थक गई थी. और फिर मेरी मुलाकात हुई लूक से. इट हैपेंड बिकॉज ऑफ माई सन. और अब वियान कितना 3.5 years का होने आया है. वी स्टार्टेड राइटिंग द बुक नियरली a little less than 3 years ago, and it's taken us actually 2.5 years to finish this book. और सिर्फ लूक की वजह से ये हो पाया क्योंकि बहुत सारा रिसर्च किया था उन्होंने, और उनका जो रेपर्टुआर है वो बहुत वास्ट है. और यूएसपी ये है कि वो कैंसर पेशेंट्स को रिहेबिलिटेट करते हैं मेयो में इंडियन खाने के साथ. तो ये चीज़ मुझे बहुत भाया. और मैं चाहती थी कि जो हम वैल्यू नहीं करते हैं हमारी कंट्री में, थोड़ा सा उस पर भी हम लाइट थ्रो करें. और एंड आई थिंक इट्स हाई टाइम वी रियली वी फोकस ऑन हेल्थ more than weight, which I said before. So I really hope Luke and I have been able to simplify it through this book.
Shilpa ma'am,
नींबू मिर्ची हम हमेशा लगाते हैं नज़र के लिए. हम अपने खाने में भी डालते हैं, गार्निशिंग में भी डालते हैं. तो it's very synonymous with India. And since it was, since it's the great Indian diet, I had to have it. So it was just very synonymous with Indian food and India.
Hi, Shilpa.
Shilpa ma'am, slightly towards your right here. First of all, congratulations for the book launch. This is Simran Singh from Bollywood Nazar. My question to you is, this book has a tagline, bursting the big fat myth. While during your career, did you come across any myth relating to diet or Indian food? And if yes, then how did you overcome from your personal experiences? Can you please share?
I've come across a lot of diets. Maybe I'm very inclined towards, like Anil said, we are constantly wanting to learn. And I think like any other lay person would go onto the net to search information or, get information. But then I realized with time and with experience, there's a lot of stuff on the net that cannot be used. Because with experience, you realize that sometimes those things are not suitable for your body. Or, your gene type, or where you come from. What works for a Chinese person may not work for you, and Luke will also tell you more about that. But as far as I'm concerned, see, we have done things. Jab Gana hota hai, 3 days before a song, you have to wear a ghagra choli and your waist has to look in shape. So whatever you've done before that, you want to forget. So you start having stuff that is going to be anti-bloating. Asparagus ka soup pee liya, because it works as a diuretic. And I've done stuff like that, and those things have worked. So with time and with experience, you realize with doing stuff, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and what can commonly work, for other people. Like something like a ginger lemon honey with jaggery, if not honey. Some people are allergic to honey. Works brilliantly for a cold. And if you put a bit of black pepper with warm water, it's just something that will work. And it's all Indian. So, yeah, and then even nimbu pani, as a coolant. So those are all very simple things. Ghee को कैसे बनाया जाता है, ये मैंने बोला है बुक में, लिखा है मैंने बुक में. ये सदियों से चलता आ रहा है मेरे फैमिली में, तो और इतना सिंपल है. So I've tried to use those things in my life, and I've put it in my book, and I've used it all throughout my career and my life.
Shilpa,
We've seen a lot of actors recently turning authors. For you, what was the most challenging part of penning this book?
See, for me, I have to be honest, it was a learning curve. Now, who's going to believe me, or I'm not even an authority to be talking about, BMR and HDL and, stuff like that. I couldn't break down stuff. I learned things like, ghee has butyric acid. It stimulates a fluid in your intestine that actually increases your metabolism and helps you digest food. So this book was a complete learning curve, and I actually became half a nutritionist with Luke, because we would discuss things in details. And there were a lot of thoughts in my mind, which I put down on paper, and Luke would actually do interviews with me. Okay, what is it that you want to talk about? What is it that you think we can, do in terms of a change? And we actually ended up coming to just one thing. It was a lifestyle modification. It was a discipline. Like my discipline, and the word discipline may sound very harsh, but it isn't. When you say discipline, you can even call it a mantra. Like my mantra is I don't eat after 8:30. That's my discipline. So it's not difficult to do. You have to just put your mind to it. And it's as simple as that. So yes, putting those points down on paper and how it comes across, and then you have somebody of Luke's stature authenticating it with his knowledge, with his vast expertise and experience. That was, that amalgam, to bring about that amalgam was very difficult. But he and I are actually two sides of the same coin, and there are no egos. I don't want any credit here. Luke and I have done this book together because we wanted people to become healthier. And not everybody can afford a nutritionist. I don't think even I also can afford Luke. But, we wanted people to understand how simple it was in life to become healthy. Forget weight loss. So we put our minds together, and this book and all that I have said has come from my heart. So this book truly is for those people, for those mothers who have just given birth, whose responsibility it is to look after their family's health. The health of a child, of another human being. It's so important. Unfortunately, for most people, we look at health, or we look at bettering our health when it becomes bad. And one of the biggest reasons I decided to, write this book was for a lot of cases of cancer that I saw happening around me. I just discovered recently that I lost an uncle, my father's side. He passed away with cancer. I realized another uncle was diagnosed with cancer, and another one of my aunties had it. Then there were very close people around me whose, somebody from their family suffered with it. Cancer isn't something that is just happening because there's some genetic issue. There is obviously an issue with what we are doing in our lives, our lifestyle. And I think it's time that we kind of put into practice the line, precaution is better than cure, which is why we have written this book. If the West is actually using our way of doing it, it's high time we practiced it. So that's where this book has come from. Don't wait for a deadly disease to, strike you or a family member. Bring about that change now. And it's so simple to do. So enough of preaching. Let Luke also speak, because he's fabulous when he speaks. Please listen to him.
My question is for you. Who, according to you, should be that Bollywood actor following the great Indian diet and, getting fitter?
Oh, अभी इस press conference को आप controversial बनाना चाहती हैं? No, yaar. See, each to their own. Whoever wants to embrace good health is more than welcome to. See, the choices are always yours, how you want to live it. So I can't tell someone that they have to live by this diet or they shouldn't eat what they're eating. I'm pretty flexible. You do what you want to do. I'm doing my bit. So the choice